Hello, law students. This is Mrs. Politsky, and I have your notes for Chapter 15, Consumer Protection, Section 3, Warranties. So, what's a warranty? This is a statement about the product's qualities or performance that the seller assures the buyer is true. So, if it is supposed to perform a certain task, such as, let's say, a car getting so many miles per gallon, that would be something I could rely upon, or that the powertrain or transmission is going to be reliable for so many miles. So, like, let's say it's great for 100,000 miles or a possibility of 3 or 4 years. I can be guaranteed that that car is going to be reliable, at least in that area, for that period of time. There are different types of warranties. There's what we call expressed and implied warranties. Anytime we talk about an express warranty, this is an assurance of a quality or promise of performance that is explicitly made by the seller. So, in other words, it's something that has been stated. Okay, it's been in a way expressed to those people who are buying the product. A full warranty is an example of an express warranty, and this warranty obligates the seller to repair or replace a defective product without cost to the buyer within a reasonable period of time. So let's say you go out and you buy, let's say, a toy for a cousin or a friend or a sibling or whatever, and the toy itself might not necessarily be working properly, might be defective. You might be able to contact the producer of that product, and if you do so very quickly, you might be able to get a product or a replacement for that item under a full warranty. Sometimes that requires you to fill out paperwork on the product and to submit that, so that way you're guaranteed the replacement of that item. Aside from a full warranty, you can have a limited warranty. This is any warranty that provides less protection than a full warranty. So it might be like certain parts of that product. So it might repair, maybe like on a certain type of toy, maybe the motor mechanism, maybe on some type of toy, or might replace certain parts of it, but not all of the parts. There is something known as puffing. Sometimes we get in trouble with this when we talk about the business world, making statements that, such as superb quality or the best on the market, which is basically what it comes down to, just exaggerated talk. These are not warranties. These are or statements of fact. It's just basically a way to advertise or to sell the product. And as consumers, we have to be very careful that we don't rely upon some of those words when we go out and buy products, because they might be set up in a way to deceive us. Implied warranties. These are warranties that are not necessarily written, but they're an implicit warranty, meaning that it is assumed that the warranty obligation is imposed by law on all sellers. So if you sell your car to someone, are you making an implicit warranty to a buyer? Yeah, you're probably telling them that this product is working, unless you tell them otherwise. So if I'm going to sell something as secondhand and it's not necessarily in working order, I probably need to share that information with the buyer, because that might make a difference of whether or not they rely upon that information for buying the product. If a buyer relies on the seller's expertise, the seller provides an implied warranty of fitness for the stated purpose. However, if the seller insists on getting the goods of a particular brand and specifies a model, a size, a number, instead of relying on the seller's expertise, there is no warranty of fitness. All right, additional information about warranties. Every dealer makes, for the most part, an implied warranty on the goods, and they're free of third-party claims, meaning like there is someone out there that has claim to this product aside from the seller and the assumed buyer. If the buyer furnishes a specification to the seller that leads to a claim of infringement against the seller, then the buyer is obligated to indemnify the seller for the loss suffered. Indemnified is a term that we use kind of with the concept of insurance, meaning that you back up your claim and that you're going to maybe redeem, the value of that product to the buyer if something goes wrong. Along with that, you have the warranty of merchantability. This requires that the goods be fit for ordinary purposes for which they are to be used. So if I'm going to sell, let's say, a car seat or something, car seats can only be used for a certain number of years before the warranty expires, and they're not necessarily safe for use. And so if I'm trying to sell that product as used, I've got to fall within that window of time. And usually it's either 5 to 7 years. If it's like 10 years old, that product should not be used by a consumer buying it as secondhand because it would not necessarily be safe. So is a warranty of merchantability is in effect for goods that are fungible? And the answer is yes. A disclaimer of notice or exclusion may also be out there to kind of help our consumers determine whether or not they wanted to buy a certain product. All right. Thank you very much.